Racing games have been around for a very long time. What makes this genre so great is it's not limited to just realistic driving simulators. It's filled with diversity, and playing in multiplayer can be loaded with non-stop excitement. There are a ton of racing games, and most of them are pretty good, but which ones are the best? These games are going to be measured on their driving mechanics, their gameplay longevity, and how exhilarating the game makes neck-and-neck races. Finally, the game must be categorized as a racing game or have an entire section of its game devoted to racing. So time to strap in those seatbelts, because here come the top 10 racing games of all time.
Number 10. Super Off-Road.
Starting off in the arcades, Super Off-Road takes a few tries to get used to, but once you learn how to properly whip that steering wheel, this game becomes an awesome time with friends. Not only are there obstacles you must avoid, but you can upgrade parts of your car after each race to give you customization based on your racing style. Super Off-Road didn't perfect the racing game genre, but you can see its influences in almost every racing game since.
Number 9. Burnout III Takedown.
Most racing games don't like when you drive recklessly because your car isn't supposed to hit another car at 150 miles per hour and be just fine. In Burnout III Takedown, the game rewards you for your dangerous and suicidal driving tendencies. Other drivers pissing you off, slam their car into pieces and get those bonus points. This game understands what makes the arcade-style racing genre work so well, and encompasses all of the best features of arcade racers while still staying true to its previous games. Burnout III Takedown is simply a blast to play every time you pick it up.
Number 8. Gran Turismo 2.
As the third best-selling PlayStation game of all time, Gran Turismo 2 was a huge technical leap for what racing games could accomplish. It was visually stunning, it had great customization, and for its time was the closest thing to driving a real race car in video games. The number of different cars and brands in this game is ridiculous, and the way they all felt unique to their model made sure you were going to play this game for a very long time. Gran Turismo may not be as relevant today, but for its time, it was a technical milestone.
Number 7. Midnight Club.
Hold on. Midnight Club is a great racing game, but it is not the best racing game Rockstar has ever made. Grand Theft Auto V is the best racing game Rockstar has ever made. This game's driving mechanics are such an improvement over its predecessors, and the different racing modes are all insane. Allowing for players to shoot at other players with guns and rocket launchers just gives the game a new layer of depth you need to account for. The modding community, along with the Cunning Stunts DLC package, has essentially taken it to the next level and created its own Trackmania style modes. There's a reason millions of players still play GTA V's racing modes years after its release.
Number 6. Daytona USA.
Going back to the arcades, you're lucky to find an arcade racer that supports 4 players at once. Daytona USA can support up to 8 players, and there's nothing like walking into an arcade with an entire wall lined up with Daytona USA machines. This game is one of the best arcade games ever made, with its superb track design, homage to other Sega games, and its difficult but fun gameplay mechanics. This game was the flagship for racing arcade games in the 90s and still plays well to this day.
Number 5. F-Zero.
A launch title for the greatest console ever made, F-Zero showed off what the SNES Mode 7 graphics were capable of and took racing games to the next level. This game was unforgivably hard, but was easy enough to pick up and start racing right away. Its tracks are well designed and the music fit everything so well. F-Zero was the start of the Super Nintendo's historic run.
Number 4. Need for Speed Most Wanted.
There are a lot of Need for Speed games, but none of them are as fun to play as Need for Speed Most Wanted, released back in 2005. Most Wanted at its core is an excellent racer that uses its open world as a great complement for its tracks. It not only plays well as a traditional racer, but having to run away from the cops with no endpoint aside from avoiding traps and box-ins is exhilarating. The races are still just as important, but it gives the game more depth, and on top of a great car lineup and stellar controls, this still stands as the best Need for Speed game.
Number 3. Forza Horizon 3.
Forza is the best modern racing franchise out today, but to most gamers you either like the core games or the Horizon games. While both are excellent, we feel that Horizon 3 just has more to offer and is more fun to play. Horizon 3 is visually stunning, so much detail in every inch of its world. Each car has a great feel and realism to them, and the races are all well designed and fun to play. The added online features allows for drop in and out gameplay of other players looking to join your racing world. Horizon 3 is the pinnacle of modern racing games, and it doesn't look like the Forza franchise is slowing down anytime soon.
Number 2. Crash Team Racing.
As the final Crash game developed by Naughty Dog, Crash Team Racing took everything Mario Kart 64 did and improved in literally every single way. CTR had everything in a great racing game: a wide cast of characters, well-designed tracks, great power-ups, amazing graphics, unlockable items, a battle mode, a 4-player split screen. This game was the whole package. There was a campaign that pit you against bosses that made the game even harder and more fun to play. And now that Crash has a new home on the PS4, we'd love to see this game get a remake as well.
Number 1.
Welcome to Mario Kart!
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
The face of gaming is also the face of the greatest racing franchise ever. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe oozes with all of the best aspects of the previous Mario Kart games. Over 30 playable characters, 48 beautiful and well-designed tracks, numerous game modes, a well-balanced item system, customizable vehicles, improved online play, ease of accessibility with the Switch Joy-Cons, and 8-player support. Most importantly, this game creates an energy and excitement in its players that most other games can't do. For every series of red shell bombardments sending you to 9th place, there are those neck-and-neck moments, you and another player, decided by inches, the final stretch to the end. There's nothing else like it, and Mario Kart 8 is filled with those moments. Mario Kart has been the king of racing games for over 20 years, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe represents this franchise as the best racing game of all time.